A woman was drying herself after taking a shower when she slipped and landed on the floor with her legs spread wide apart. Worse still, her pussy created a vacuum so that she was unable to move. She called her husband to help, but, hard though he tried, he couldn't prise her pussy away from the floor tiles. In desperation, he then summoned a neighbor, who also tried unsuccessfully to shift her. Finally, the neighbor suggested, "Why don't we get a hammer and break the tiles around her legs and lift her that way?" "Great idea," said the husband, "but let me just rub her tits a little so I can push her over to the kitchen. The tiles are cheaper in there." A farmer was so concerned about drivers speeding down the country lane where he lived and endangering his sheep that he asked the police to put up a sign. So they put up a slow sign, but it had no effect. Then they erected a hazard ahead sign, but that had no effect either. Finally, they tried a children crossing sign, but still the motorists failed to reduce their speed. As a last resort, the farmer asked the police if he could put up his own sign. The police agreed, and when an officer called on the farmer a week later to see whether there had been any improvement, he was amazed to see the traffic crawling slowly along the lane. Then he noticed the farmer's handmade sign by the roadside. It read, "Nudist Colony." Norris goes to pick up his blind date at her house, and when he gets there he finds out she has no arms and no legs. He's a good sport, so he picks her up, puts her in his car, and takes her to a movie. When the movie's over, he picks her up again and puts her back in the car. She says, "Do you have any rope in the car?" He says, "Rope? Why, yeah, I got some rope." She says, "Do you know that big old oak with a real low limb down in the dark corner of the park?" Norris says, "Yeah." She says, "Why don't you take us there?" When they get there, she has Norris get out the rope, undress her, and then she gives him explicit instructions how to use the rope to suspend her from the limb. And then they proceed to have the wildest sex that Norris has ever had. When they're done, Norris drives her home, carries her inside, and puts her on the living room couch. As he's leaving, her father grabs him by the arm and says, "Here, son," and goes to hand Norris $500. Norris says, "I can't take that, sir." Her father says, "Please, son, take the money." Norris says, "I can't, sir. You see, I had sex with your daughter." Her father says, "Of course you did, but at least you didn't leave her hanging from that fucking tree."